the Dirty Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy, Ruther, and Joe Praino. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No-Chill Praino.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I've had better days, but
No,
okay.
it was a wild text to get from you yesterday that you were, doing a nationwide day of protest and we could not record on Friday. And I was like, okay, like, do you, dog?
Yeah, my body is protesting me is what is happening.
Now, is this neurovirus still, or the flu, or
You can do flu tests.
okay?
Like I didn't realize that till yesterday. Like you take a COVID test, you can take it for flu now. Or I don't know if you could, but like I don't know if that's like a new thing. Well, what? So I was ordered to take one yesterday. Since we have two little girls, and I ran up to Walgreens and I tested positive for HIV. Hey, I gotta work it in there. No, I tested positive. I'm pulling up
I got
shirt.
the TB. I got the HIV.
I tested positive for the flu B. It can show you flu B or flu. I don't know the difference.
Yes, flu B.
So
flu B.
So influenza B. So like I've been feeling shitty all week.
Now, are you confined to the basement?
So yeah,
like
but I still have to like. Last night I was, but like today was like I can't do this alone. So I was like, okay, well, you yelled at me about making sure everything was clean yesterday. So like, I don't know, like mask on me, of course, around the girls, but like I don't like, and I'll wash my hands as much as I can. But like,
what does that mean? Make sure everything's clean. Like you had to clean the house?
No, she wanted me to like
Lysol everything down.
You remember the COVID days? Sanitize down all the hand, anything the little kids are gonna touch, the handles and I was just like, I was like, cool, this is definitely what I want to do when I feel like dog shit. Fucking turn into a maid, but whatever. It is what it is. But the kids, they went to their parents today to avoid me. So, but he's like, I bet you love this. Like, you just quarantine in the basement and like, you don't got to deal with bedtime. And I was like, yeah, but also, like, no, like I don't want to feel like
also
this.
Got Tyrone Bigham lips. Fucking. It looks like you got Ashy Larry happening over there. Motherfucker needs some water.
Dude. I know. Well, I'm just Tyrone Bigham. I mean, I'm trying. That Oura ring is great because I knew it, dude. It monitors everything. So like, it started a few nights ago where it said like it gives like a giant red, like, yo, your body's fucked up, dude. Check your temperature. It went from like low 50s, which is not good, to like low 40s to like yesterday it was like 39. Like, yo, dude, your body's fucked. And then so we'll see. I mean, look, I know I'm not Michael Jordan. Like I can't power through it. I texted you yesterday. I was like, I can't talk for 2 hours. I am just exhausted. Again, like, I don't know. It is what it is. But I'm here, Joe.
It's great.
I watched.
They couldn't. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls couldn't be like, can we push this to tomorrow when my flu has calmed down a little bit? But proud of you for being here. Anyway, also you properly have the flu and didn't just like go get drunk 2 nights ago.
Correct. Yes, this is an actual diagnosis. But I did watch yesterday. I don't really binge watch that much anymore. And I did binge watch a few things. I was catching up on South Park, which is so funny this season. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the cocaine quarterback on Prime documentary.
I don't know if I know it.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch it. It's wild. It it's not like your best documentary for anybody listening, but like if you want something entertaining, that 3 episodes, they're anywhere from like 35 to 40 minutes. So it's not insanely long. It follows, I guess I didn't realize it before I watched it. I guess Mark Wahlberg's one of the producers, which is like whatever. But it follows the story. This guy walked on USC's football team during the heyday, the Matt Leinart National Championship, Reggie Bush, Lendell White, that team, those teams. And he ended up he was like dealing like PEDs, and then that led to like ended up becoming a drug dealer, like within the Mexican cartel.
Wow.
It's insane, because here's what's the crazy part. They don't even do this in the trailer. He had never played a down of football in his life. He's like a lower income to middle class white kid from Redondo Beach, basically raised by his dad, who was a construction worker. He was a stud volleyball player. He just played volleyball, beach volleyball. So he got a scholarship to USC to play volleyball. And by I think his like sophomore year, they're like, dude, you're not good enough. You might be cut. You lose your scholarship. And he's like, so then he got into PEDs. And then it all like went down there from there. And then he tried out. He'd never played football in his entire life. I still today, I'm like, how did he even make it as a walk-on the greatest team in the nation at the time? And he made USC for 2 years as like a tight end. It's a wild documentary, and it goes
cocaine tight end doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
I was like, you walked on as a quarterback after never playing football before?
But the players that he was like the quarterback of deals.
Yeah.
And it's not like your best documentary, but if it's like again, it's also not that long. You're like, This is wild. And Lendell White's one of the featured in the first episode guys in it, and they all just talk about his name is Owen Hansen. Just it's insane, dude.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. I kept being like, dude, is this real?
It's wild.
Yeah, and then obviously then I went back to that time of like how good SC was, and just like how he how he even made as a walk-on, because I'm sure that was even competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's out of jail now.
That's crazy.
And then wait till you get to like the whole thing, and it's just it's nuts. But I did that, and here we are. We got a fair amount of stuff today. I already had stuff planned, and then your Giants owner gets caught in the Epstein mix last night.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, no, all good. So of course I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Is anything going to happen here? So I'm sure. Have you've had time to look at that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had time to look at the 344 mentions of him. Apparently,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but obviously some of the excerpts of the highlights are pretty fucking wild. And I gotta say, listen, there's so many. I'll just give you like my like point of view, because a bunch of my Giants friends yesterday were like, "What the fuck, bro? Like what?" And I'm like, first of all, billionaire owners and their
how are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's not too many people of that level of human that could appear in those files that I would be very shocked to read about. That being said, also, given my closeness to the organization, I would normally be like, well, this might be not the time to chime in, but I'm here to say that ain't the people I'm close to. Maybe we can get the fucking full team back for pennies on the dollar. Get fucked, pedo. Get all the way fucked, dude. I don't give a fuck. I hope he sells it to somebody else.
Do you think
force him to sell it to somebody else?
Do you think so? Obviously, Epstein was getting him girls, and
He's also a Hollywood producer. Like, shocker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Steve, you're talking about Steve Tisch, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, a couple things. One, my question is, and I was debating with some people last night on text over this. It's like, does the NFL do anything? I said no.
I like, this is, again, we do this for different topics on this show. But I always try to say this, and I know half of our audience probably is like, okay, just get on with it. Just get your fucking thing. This is not like, it's hard to talk about this without dipping into politics. If they're not going to do anything to the president of the United States, are they going to do anything to private business owners? If we're not going to do anything to some of the most powerful politicians in the world, if we're not going to do something to the Elon Musks, the fucking Bill Gateses, the Donald Trumps, like, are we going to be like, oh, the league really has to do something about Woody Johnson and Steve Tisch and whatever? It's like, we've talked about it all the time.
No, I agree, but I'm saying would the question is, obviously none of that's going to happen to any of those guys. Everybody's, it's like, I just read a post by, I forget which rapper, but I mean, it was a point. It was like, it doesn't matter. And I know we all agree on this, or at least you and I will, I assume. It's like, the information's there. We know, and it doesn't matter. That's kind of the sad.
Clarence Thomas raping a fucking kid in it.
I didn't get to that.
So what do we like? So who's prosecuting what here? Like,
yeah, I mean, there's
also,
there's some like,
also, again, not to like do whatever, but this is an insane timeline that we're living in, where like 20 years ago, everything would happen to all of these people. This would end an empire 20 years ago. And now, I mean, if the NFL wanted to avoid this being a huge scandal, couldn't they just do what all of the people are doing? It's like, it's a lie. And just leave it at that. And like, never. And they're like, well, we have evidence it's not. It is. And just like, keep moving on. Like, if the NFL was smart, wouldn't they just take 2026 PR 101 and just say, yell fake and go about your day? Like, nothing is going to happen to any of these people, because we've gotten to a point now where, and you want to talk about the NFL? NFL fans are like sports MAGA, where we've talked about it with the Browns. We've talked about it with the Bengals. We've talked about it with the Jets. There's people still defending these fucking shitbag owners that aren't doing anything. Oh, they're such ride or die fucking cult. They're cults of this team. So there's Jets fans and Giants fans who are cult members, where the guy just goes, this is all bullshit. And they go, see, it's all bullshit. See, it's all bullshit. They like practicing in a bubble. They like walking across the street. It's their connection to the fans. You're like, all right, you're all brainwashed cult members.
Well, I think a lot of, obviously, a lot of the politics is brainwashed on all sides. I'll say that. And that's why I pose the question, because obviously it does dip into that with the NFL. It's like, it's insane to think, and it won't matter, that there's only 32 owners. And we all know, God knows what all these guys do. I mean, we've seen the Robert Kraft.
By the way, there's at least 3 mentioned, right?
3 owners.
Tisch is mentioned. Woody Johnson's mentioned. Some dude from the Redskins is mentioned.
Okay, yeah.
That's just stuff that's come across my timeline. That's not me like.
Well, I joked with my brother, and he goes, "That's hilarious." I said, "Really? We can't get any of the Cincinnati owners in here? We can't get
They're too cheap.
I-
They're
I
too
was-
cheap
that's
to go fucking Epstein Island.
That's what I'm like. We can't get any of the Reds or Bengals people. We can't get any of them. Can we get a sale? Can't get any of these guys in the Epstein files. But what I was gonna say was
No direct flights from fucking Cincinnati to Little St. John Island. The Lolita Express doesn't have a hub in the Midwest. They're like,
also
we have
the
New
Bengals
York and
owners
Miami.
are flying, as we recall.
What's that?
Commercial. Remember, Mike Brown's daughter was flying commercial.
Yeah.
So it's like
Mike
you guys.
Brown's like, are there economy plus flights that go to Epstein Island? Flying private seems expensive.
Yeah, it's I didn't even see that all those guys were in it. I saw somebody else on the Sixers ownership was on it. Which begs a question. Like this web, nobody questioned. I'm just saying, like all these guys, like the length of Jeffrey Epstein's web is insane to me.
Well, you got to remember when you say the length, it's like, imagine being like, it's essentially him keeping up with like, it's essentially like you keeping up with your high school class, because it's whittled down to just multi-billionaires. So when you just start like going like, who are powerful billionaires in the U.S. who might want to fuck kids? Like we're talking about a group of 75 people or whatever.
But it's not even just that, right? It's like so dark on like there's some wild stuff in there that's beyond banging kids, of like eating children. Like you're like, why is this in there? Eating children, you're just like the truth is, I don't even like to go down it, because it's like it just keeps you in a mental state of like, this is so messed up that, you know, like I don't even know how to recover from some of this stuff, if that makes sense. When you read it and you're like, what is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. So there's that, which again is like difficult, because you're left with just zero faith in a system that's.
Well, that's what, we talk about it all the time. That's what, and I always go back to the Taylor Swift thing. Not to say Taylor Swift's a pedophile that was flying on Lolita Express, unfortunately. What makes me the most angry isn't that multi-billionaire sociopaths, which you probably have like, I bet you being a sociopath and being a billionaire, I bet you the Venn diagram is like a lot of overlap, because you have to be a fucking cutthroat killer, do the nastiest fucking vilest shit ever just to get there. But so when you tell me all of those guys are piece of shit monsters, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I kind of figured. But it's like I say with Taylor Swift, I don't hate Taylor Swift. I hate her fans. I hate the cult. Like, you're like, I'm disgusted by this. And anybody with a soul is. What is really devastating for life right now is how many people don't care or spin it to say, this is why it's okay. Not my guy, your guy's a pedo. This guy's not, like the whataboutism of life today. And that's where we're at with everything.
I mean, I think
that's what's really that makes me angry. Is not that billionaires are monsters. It's that a bunch of people who eat at fucking Applebee's are riding their billionaire dicks and being like, what? So he fucks kids. Who cares?
Well, I think that's part of the plan, though. That I would say.
Listen, I think that's 100% part of the plan. I think that this
to fight, have everybody fight with each other.
Yeah, and I also think part of the plan is this is all coming out now because they got people to a point where they're like, we can literally say, we can just tell them the truth. We can just tell them what happened. They're still going to fucking ride for us. We just murdered a couple people in the street last week and they were riding for us. And they saw it. They watched it on video. This is just words on paper.
I loved I laughed, like, for example, on this stuff. I laughed at like Steve Tisch's response. And I saw some people being like, this is what he came with. I mean, I don't even know how you respond. He just said, this is the statement that he released. We had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. And in addition, we discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments. I did not take him up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. As we know now, he was a terrible person and someone I deeply regret associating with. Dude, you were inviting him to Giants games. That's it. Like, he was inviting him to Giants games. And also, this is all after he's already been a convicted sex offender.
This is the whole fucking thing with all of it, Andy. This is the whole fucking thing with all of it.
Because you're right. It doesn't matter.
He separated himself from him after.
They all say it.
Bro.
Yeah, they all
What
say
are we talking about? What are we talking about? This, like, there's not any point in this guy's timeline where you're like, oh, he's what? Like, how would you? It's like he's a fucking sex trafficker. That's like, that would be like if he had a LinkedIn page. That would be what his role is.
It'd be the top hit. Yeah.
It'd be like, what are you? It was when I found out. When you found out what do you think he was before? Just a New York billionaire in a secret mansion with cameras all over the place. Always has teenage girls around. You thought he was a philanthropist.
That's my favorite. They all use the philanthropy with him. Oh, he just talks philanthropy. What?
Yeah.
It's nuts. Although that would be good. I think that'd be good for the Giants, right?
I found out
if they forced him to sell.
Here's the thing. Hugh Hefner, I didn't know. I just thought he was a publisher. And I went to his house a couple times and I was like, man, some crazy people come to this party. I didn't know that the magazine had naked chicks in it. And I didn't know Bill Cosby had his own wing in the place for what, like, I just thought somebody told me he was in publishing. I thought he maybe like have a Sports Illustrated for kids or something.
Do he have his own wing in the place? I didn't know that.
Apparently, Bill Cosby had his own little area.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Right.
But of course he did. So why are they snubbing Bill Belichick, huh? Why are they snubbing Bill Belichick? Because he didn't go to Epstein Island?
Probably. I mean, it's the NFL, the NFL Hall of Fame at this point. It's a joke. Like, we did this with Terrell Owens.
We did.
We've done it now 2 years with Eli Manning. We're doing.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, no offense to your boy. I don't think it's on the same scale.
Okay. But here's the point. You're taking everything. Regardless of what you think about Eli Manning, statistically, he's a Hall of Famer. Statistically, he's a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. No argument against it. Statistically, Hall of Famer. On paper, Hall of Famer. So, Terrell Owens, Eli, Bill Belichick, I'm sure numerous other people, they're keeping out for something about their personality. Something about the way that they made them feel at some point. And what's annoying, and this goes back to the same thing that we just talked about, really. You're going to keep the guy out who was nasty to you. You're going to keep the guy out who you didn't like, that he looked kind of dopey when he beat your team. You're going to keep the guy out who dates a young girl or was snappy with you or whatever. Murderous Ray Lewis, first ballot. We're 2 years away from multiple rapist Ben Roethlisberger First ballot. This goes back to the exact same thing we were just talking about. You're pieces of shit because you don't care that they're monsters. You care that they hurt your feelings. Or that I didn't like how they looked when they did it. I didn't like how they looked when they did it. I don't care that if on the off season you rape a couple girls. Just don't be mean to me. The NFL Hall of Fame is a joke.
It is, and it's really, this is really sad. Because the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame has been a joke, and now the NFL is doing, and you're right. The TO thing did not get. We talked about it, but it did not get enough mainstream pushback. How ridiculous that was, because it was the same thing. They didn't like TO, and he was mean to reporters. When I saw this, I was just like, "There's no way this is real," and how people are justifying this. I don't know. Some of the people who've come forward and said that they didn't vote for Bill. Here's a couple, for example. A guy from Kansas City. He said he wanted to give. There's 3.
Don't care. Should have voted for him years ago.
Well, that's what I said.
They're Hall of Famers or they're not Hall of Famers. That's
what I said. So it's like he's talking about the 3 senior members that this is their last chance, right? Roger Craig, Ken Anderson, and L.C. Greenwood. It's like, well, they're not going to have another. But then they're not Hall of Famers. Bill Belichick.
Ken Anderson.
What's that?
Ken Anderson.
Like, if you
I couldn't vote for Bill Belichick and Eli Manning because I had to vote for Ken Anderson. You should also be charged with a fucking war crime. I'm going to go one further than everybody's calling for, Andy. Everybody's saying the people that didn't vote for Bill Belichick should lose their votes.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person that voted this year should lose their votes. You're all done. You're out. New batch in. You're fucking clowns.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man. It's absolutely disgusting. And like, it's just not, it's not legitimate. Clearly, first of all, Bill Belichick, I'm sure you've seen some of this stuff. It's absolutely insane. He has more all-time playoff wins by himself than the Eagles, Rams, Chiefs, Raiders, Commanders, Giants, Broncos, Colts, Bills. By himself. He has more playoff wins.
And that's just good teams who they're listing.
Yeah, teams that have had a history, that have won some Super Bowls.
They're not like the Jags, the Texans, the whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I get it. They cheated. We've documented it. They cheated. He got caught. He cheated twice.
Bro, who is there, as for as long as we've been podcasting since 2014 or whatever, who's out here calling out the Patriots more than I am? Is anybody out here being like, well, they also cheated every time we bring it up, and they cheated. Don't forget they cheated. They're cheaters. And this, again, we're circling back to our through line here. A lot of people didn't care because they're in the cult. Oh, the team, yourteamcheats.com. They cheated. And guess what? If you take Bill Belichick, he has, 7 Super Bowl rings?
6.
So 8 with his 2 defensive coordinator rings with the Giants.
Correct.
If you cut that in half and you go 3 Super Bowl rings as a head coach, 1 Super Bowl ring as a defensive coordinator, he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, here's something interesting that I saw came out from writer Seth Wickersham from his book that he wrote about Spygate in 2007. This is actually from Mike Shanahan. when the whole thing, was on the surface. And so apparently Roger Goodell calls Mike Shanahan. And this is what Shanahan says. Goodell asks him, what's going on here? He says, I wish I had thought to videotape signal, Shanahan said. I'm disappointed in myself. Shanahan continued, Roger, first of all, people are always trying to steal signs. Peyton Manning is the best. If you don't change your signals, you're dead. Shanahan went on to say, you can't say that Bill Belichick is a bad guy. Bill is just better than most of us are. He took it a step further. But he also argued that taping signals was worth the risk because there's no precedent for punishment. If nobody knew what the penalty of crossing the line was, why not cross it? So anyway, it's the reason I bring it up, there is a context. Obviously, they cheated. They were caught.
My argument not always been as well. Cheated, got caught. League didn't punish him nearly enough. Cheated so much so that he cheated again. That's the real fucking problem. Guess what? I'm here to tell you, if you're a dickhead Hall of Fame voter that is angry about Bill Belichick's cheating, so am I. He's also a first ballot Hall of Famer. Fix your life, give up your vote, kill yourself.
Well, the Bill Polian thing is the most embarrassing of all this. I mean, the Bill Polian thing is a joke, who obviously Belichick dominated when he was an executive for the Bills and then the Colts. So the Bills, right, obviously lost the Giants, the Super Bowl. I believe Bill Polian was on the other side of that. Then all those Colts teams with Peyton Manning. I mean, the Bill Polian saga is wild. Claims, all the reports are saying he was the guy, the ringleader on all this to payback of Spygate, and then he denies it, and then he says he votes for him, and then he says he can't remember. You can't remember? Well, then you shouldn't be a voter. If you can't remember.
Yeah.
You can't remember?
He lied, and then he was like, fuck, are they going to be able to tell?
And then he did this. I'm going to pull up the thing he read. He read from a scripted paper when he went on radio? This is embarrassing, this right here.
Very easy for me to say what you've shared with us and to kind of clear the air, but best to just ask you to share the facts of everything that's gone on in your words, how we got here, and exactly what your vote was about Bill Belichick.
All right, thank you. I wrote this out, so I'm.
You wrote this out?
I wrote this out after talking to both a lawyer and a PR agent who said that if I stick word for word to this script, that I technically am not lying at any point during this thing. A lot of people are accusing me of having sex with children. What you don't understand is teenagers are not technically children. So if I hold that line, it's all the same thing. We're talking about all the same thing, the whole fucking show so far.
I'm reading from the statement. I voted for Coach Belichick in the Hall of Fame selection meeting. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has confirmed that fact through the auditors of the selection process. Again, I'll state that I never said that I believe that Coach Belichick should, quote, wait a year, close quote, for enshrinement. This has been confirmed by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, numerous selectors who are in the room, and my vote for Coach Belichick. As a Hall of Fame member and selector, I realize the import of what we do. I've always tried, as a selector, to make these difficult choices with the utmost of objectivity. I've said on SiriusXM Radio and numerous other media outlets that I believe Coach Belichick to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. My vote confirms that.
I mean, he's so full of shit.
It also feels like that's two different things. The selection committee, is that them picking the finalists?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then you actually vote for the finalists. And so, okay, here's what I get as somebody who's, been in the world of public statements and PR and whatever. He voted for him to be a finalist. He did not say, and the reason he said, quote, that he should wait a year. He never said those words like that. He never said he should wait a year. He might have said, and when you guys are voting for the thing, just, Spygate. Don't forget Spygate. Don't forget Deflategate. Don't forget blah, blah, blah. But he didn't say he should have to wait a year for enshrinement, end quote. That's why he put it in quotes. Because he's just telling you, I didn't say word for word what this says. I might have said some other shit around it. So when you guys go to make your final votes, no doubt about it, Bill Belichick. No doubt about it. I'm on the record right here. No doubt about it. Bill Belichick has to be a finalist. He's got 6 Super Bowls. He's got to be a finalist. And in fact, I'm not even saying he should wait a year for enshrinement. But don't forget when you guys vote. Deflategate. Spygate. He doesn't like any of you guys. Have a great day.
It's embarrassing, man. And it does. It makes the whole Hall of Fame a sham. And it doesn't. It really ultimately doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't. It does. I'm saying, like, in everyone's view, it's like he's arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'd argue the greatest football coach. So I guess that doesn't matter. But it just such a black eye on the Hall of Fame. It's a fucking joke, man. Again, the same way baseball is a joke, the same exact way. But to me, this is even worse, I guess. I guess they both involve cheating and I don't know. It's embarrassing. It's just so embarrassing. The thought of being like, you have to wait out a year. To anybody, not just Bill, like we said with Terrell Owens, anyone who's deserving should not have to wait out a year. You're either a Hall of Famer or you aren't. It's pretty clear, cut, and dry. Sorry, Ken Anderson's not a Hall of Famer based on the last, I don't know how many years. I didn't see him play. I don't know.
We're talking about the quarterback, Ken Anderson, right?
What's that?
We're talking about the quarterback, Ken Anderson?
Yeah.
What are we fucking doing here? The fact that Ken Anderson's name is coming up in this conversation is a fucking joke. Ken Anderson, the quarterback, the Bengals quarterback.
Yeah, I think he had like one great year. He won an MVP.
I don't give a fuck.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why he's Hall of Famer.
He's not, is he?
No, but he's the guy he's one of the guys who's like, well, we wanted to give Ken one last chance.
Right, we had to give him one last vote. One last vote? A vote he's not getting in? So you wasted a vote. I had to waste a vote on Roger. I can't get Bill Belichick and Eli Manning, and I had to waste a vote on Roger Craig.
Yeah. It's just, and again, any of these quote unquote writers who are trying to do the mental gymnastics. Well, this is why I didn't vote for Bill. It's not a participation trophy. I don't give a fuck about those guys. Those guys aren't Hall of Famers. Or maybe they are, but side by side with Bill Belichick, they're not. Like I saw another writer saying, well, I had to choose between Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick.
And one of them was cheating, and the other one knew the guy was cheating, but was pretty busy fucking underage girls on Epstein Island.
I mean, what are we talking about?
What are we doing?
What are we talking about here? He went on radio with not even TV. He went on radio with a pre-scripted speech. And then his cut kid is like, there's a lot of people going at my dad. Like I saw that on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of people. My dad's a good guy.
Yeah. Your dad should have thought about people going after him before he was a cunt.
I'll never look at the Hall of Fame the same. I just won't.
Welcome to the club.
Well, I mean, I just like how can you? Are they announcing the people tonight? When did they announce?
No idea.
Obviously, your boy Eli was leaked.
Also a joke. I know I'm biased. I know I'm a Giants fan. It's a joke. I don't care. Like, statistically, it's a joke. The good thing about here's the thing about the Baseball Hall of Fame. Pete Rose aside, take Pete Rose and set him apart from it, because Pete Rose is a different thing. It's said everywhere. You can't gamble. It's whatever. Take Pete Rose out of the conversation. Okay. Prior to PEDs, the reason the Baseball Hall of Fame was bulletproof is there's benchmarks. There's benchmarks. You get 3,000 hits, you're in. You get 300 wins, you're in. You get 500 home runs, you're in. It's like the NFL Hall of Fame is a fucking joke, and it has been for a long time. Joe Namath is in. Troy Aikman's in. When you talk about guys like that, every quarterback that played in the era we just came out of is a Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Roethlisberger a Hall of Famer. Eli's a Hall of Famer. All of them are Hall of Famers. Their accolades and their statistics piss and shit on the Dan Fouts', the fucking Troy Aikmans. All of them. And so when you start doing this, when you start justifying why now, not now, you're doing a disservice.
Yeah.
I didn't think I write for the San Francisco Giants or San Francisco 49ers, and I didn't think Eli was going to beat us, because look at his face. And he did. And I'm still butthurt about it. So that's a no from me.
I know we always bring it up because obviously the same draft class, and we've discussed this at length on our show. It is, the Eli thing is interesting because we always bring up Big Ben side by side. It's interesting because you really don't get that chatter. It's fascinating to me. Like there's no chatter about him being borderline, but statistically, they're so close. One went to the number 1 overall pick. The other went to a pretty good stable franchise, is what, like the 10th pick? They just needed a QB. One went to a rebuild. One went to, hey, we can win now, instantly. You know, a Kansas City Chiefs kind of thing with Patrick Mahomes. You can win now, right away.
And he did pretty quickly. Twice. And never again.
It's very fascinating that you just don't get that same chatter.
Forget Ben Roethlisberger. Here's the thing about the NFL Hall of Fame. When you finish 7th in touchdowns and 7th in yards with 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs, you're in. It's not a question. They're all gonna pass him one day. Have they all passed him one day? Are they all passing him? Russell Wilson's gonna fly by him.
Yeah.
If Kirk Cousins keeps it up, did he?
I don't know. Like I just don't know.
Threw a lot of interceptions. Not as many as Favre, who has the most interceptions of all time, and he's in with 1 less Super Bowl.
Where you go definitely matters in your teams.
Troy Aikman, every single Super Bowl defense Troy Aikman had was better than the 2 Eli Manning Super Bowl defenses. Let me ask you something. You know the game pretty well. Okay? Let's go offense, like full roster. Full roster. I'm not talking about running back to running back comparison or receiver to receiver. I'm talking about in all-time greatness. Did Eli Manning play with a single player that was as good career-wise as Emmitt Smith?
Just on offense?
Anything.
No, I mean, who would be the best? Strahan's
not.
I would say Strahan, but no.
Did Eli Manning play with a single player that was as good as Deion Sanders?
No.
Did Eli Manning play with a single player
that
was as good as Michael Irvin?
No.
He was carried by his defense. He didn't have a defense as good as any Troy Aikman defense. We just named 3 players on Troy Aikman's teams who are better than Eli played with the entirety of his career. Not for one season here or one season there. He didn't have a Jerry Rice at the end of his career. He didn't have a Randy Moss for a hot minute here.
My problem with the Eli
but Troy Aikman also won Super Bowls, not as many Super Bowl MVPs, of course. It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. If you think Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer, and by the way, he is, so there's no need to think about it. He is. And you don't think Eli Manning, you don't get a vote. You don't get a vote. You're a clown.
My problem with the Eli discourse, at least that you see online, is they want to minimize the 2 Super Bowl runs, and you'll see things like people go, "Oh, should Nick Foles be in the Hall of Fame?" And you'll be like, "Oh, because he had one run with the Eagles." But again,
well, also he had one run with the Eagles that was the best team in the NFC before their quarterback went down.
Yeah, exactly. So you have that.
So Giants fans aren't talking about how Jeff Hostetler should be in the Hall of Fame.
You also have what I was going to get to was a career of stats that Eli has, a career of not missing starts.
How about just a career finishing 7th all time and everything? The top, if it's not for PEDs, the top 7, we're talking about yards and touchdowns. If not for PEDs, the top 7 home run hitters in the history of baseball are in the Hall of Fame. The top 7 hits guys in baseball are in the Hall of Fame. In basketball, the top 7 scorers of all time. I don't have to look. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are, Andy. The top 7 scorers of all time are in the Hall of Fame, or will be one day. They're all there. They're all in the Hall of Fame. I would not be shocked if the top 7 assist guys or steals guys or rebounds guys, I wouldn't be shocked if a majority of them, which is not the same as touchdowns or yards for a quarterback, are in the Hall of Fame. It's a joke.
He will get in at some point.
I don't care at this point. I hope he doesn't. At this point, I hope you guys embarrass yourself to the point where it's why there's fucking no one respects the Hall of Fame anymore. Because the 2 classes that went by without him. Because then it'll be, oh, well, he can't get in, this year because now Breeze is up for it. I'll just say it. I'll take Eli Manning over Breeze in any game that I want to win. The end. Cool. Make your fucking guy who throws for a lot of yards and didn't win fucking dog shit when they weren't cheating stats.
Game of the line. You're taking Breeze over.
Well, we saw 2 Super Bowls where Eli Manning made throws.
Yeah.
Maybe Drew Brees could. Maybe Drew Brees in a Super Bowl could, thread the needle to a Darren Sproles behind the fucking line screen pass. Maybe, I don't know.
I think Breeze was on. Was he on this ballot?
I don't know.
I think he was. That is what's going to suck. Is Eli's going to then they're going to start saying, oh, he's got oh, Brady's up or whoever. It's like, by the way, it's gonna be nothing that matters. It's gonna be announced the 5th this week. The NFL honors, right? Because they got to turn everything into a production.
That's what I was gonna say. It's usually I think the Thursday.
It is the
before
Thursday before the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
On all these votes, they just got to make it public. They just got to make it public. This idea that things have to be anonymous is ridiculous. I don't know why. It shouldn't have to be anonymous. If you vote, people should know. In the age of transparency, you should know. It's not that difficult. You should know.
Andy, we're looping back on ourselves again.
I know. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying we're looping back on ourselves again. This is all this stuff is like, it's crazy that we keep bouncing back between like world politics and issues and this, but it's
they go together.
Yeah. ICE agents shouldn't have masks on.
I agree.
You want to do that? You want to be a Hall of Fame voter? You want this honor? Okay. Stand for what you're doing. Come out and say, my name is this. I work for this paper. The internet exists. I'm the one guy who didn't vote for Jacob deGrom to win the Cy Young. And here's why. You want to be a guy who throws a 5-year-old over your shoulder and takes him away from his parents? Own it, dude. Here's my name. Here's my address. Here's the immigrant white if I live with. Own it.
And also, my view.
I think a lot of when it comes to both of these things, and we'll keep this to, the Hall of Fame, I think a lot less guys will want to do it then. Or I think a lot more likely in both of these situations, then they'll do it right. Look at me like, listen, I know Bill Belichick. You think I'm going to be the one that says Bill Belichick's not a Hall of Fame voter? With my name and address on the internet? I'm good on that. I'm just going to go ahead and not play fucking stupid games where I am trying to prove some point. I'm good on people. I'm good on Dave Portnoy and his minions showing up to my house, throwing shit through the window. I'm good on that. And guess what? He'd be right. You'd be right to cower and vote for a guy who's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's all I ever ask for is transparency on things. And like, I don't like the word doxing is used a lot in all these circumstances. And personally, I just think that's less and less as important because I always joke. It's not even a joke. You can find anything about anybody.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's the information age we live in, which again is definitely a sports and politics crossover. I always say it's like it hasn't caught up to the billionaires or they just don't care.
Well, and what's funny is
we can all see all this stuff.
We go back to the Steve Tisch thing and we go back to whatever. The only reason they were all doing it is because they thought they still lived in the world of anonymity.
100%.
They would never do it today with all the camera phones and all the cameras and whatever. They were doing it then. They didn't know he was sending emails to himself. They didn't know he had fucking high 8 cameras in the corner.
Yeah.
They didn't know that the people who were taking pictures of them at the island were going to have those film developed and put them in a file because, again, he's probably using this all to blackmail people. That's probably why the whole place exists in the first place. They were too dumb to figure that out. And they just thought, no one cares, knows. No one will ever know about this. I can do this in secrecy. The reason Prince fucking whatever fucked 10-year-olds is the same reason that somebody voted for Ken Anderson over Eli Manning. They thought no one would ever know.
Yeah. Well, it's a different age group. I think obviously we like the awareness, like the digital awareness that like we have versus somebody older is night and day. As far as
I look
like,
forward to 5 years from now when Hall of Fame voters are holding up their ballots but covering their face with an emoji.
you know how they do like the stand up for cancer,
Yeah.
and they hold up like, my mom or my brother-in-law. That's how they should just do the votes. Just like at the NFL honors, put them in the theater, and it's like Eli or Bill Belichick or Ken fucking Anderson. And then those people who put a dumb vote, it's like Jabba the Hutt. They push a button and they go down and they have to fight the Rancor.
They get old. They get swept off the stage like they're at the Apollo.
What does that do? The guy, Star Wars dorks. Is that what it is? The Rancor? Is that the thing you got to fight that Luke Skywalker fought? You wouldn't know. And that wasn't it called the Rancor?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
I like my version, but I mean the Apollo is fine, but like just have them battle something. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, people are going to argue. It doesn't matter. It is very much like politics because they know the comment section is just going to pop. And people are going to be like, yo, Eli doesn't deserve it. Fucking, get Nick Foles had a run. He had a run. Eli's basically Nick Foles.
And
No,
also, and let me just tackle Nick Foles. Let me just tackle Trent Dilfer. Let me just tackle
Brad Johnson.
Let's just tackle him. Okay? A lot of those guys bounced around teams. A lot of those guys are backups, not backups, starters, not starters. Let's take the second Super Bowl off the table. Let's take it off the table. Pick one of those guys. Which one's your favorite guy? Which one of those guys you want me to tackle? And this will go for all three.
Go Nick Foles.
Okay, Nick Foles. Nick Foles wins one Super Bowl MVP with the Eagles. Bounces around the league. Does a lot of other jobs. If you did all that and finished 7th in passing yards and 7th in touchdowns all time, he's a Hall of Famer. That's how the Hall of Fame works.
Yeah.
That's how the Hall of Fame works. If Nick Foles was a career backup for 20 seasons, had one Super Bowl run where he won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP and finished 7th in yards and touchdowns, he's a Hall of Famer. That's how the Hall of Fame works. I don't give a fuck how many teams he played for. You're telling me he's stuck around the league long enough to accomplish having more passing yards than Joe Montana, having more fucking touchdowns than Steve Young, having a career that could have been cut in half and still been Troy Aikman's? Then he's a Hall of Famer. Nick Foles' career as is, finishing 7th in touchdowns and 7th in passing yards, he is a Hall of Famer. Add another Super Bowl and another Super Bowl MVP in there, and he's a fucking first ballot lock. That's how Hall of Fames work. Well, he was never a top 5 quarterback in the league. Guess what? If you think Trevor Lawrence was better this year than Caleb Williams, fucking kill yourself. Well, statistically, he was then what are we talking about? Then just go to sleep and wake up and look at raw numbers. You can't have it both ways.
Again, we've talked about it. For some reason, we've talked about this with LeBron more with the NBA stats. For some reason, these career, I think it's a new thing.
It's 100% a new thing as a way to discredit people.
Yeah,
shitting and pissing on your heroes.
Yeah, it's weird because like when you
know why Jerry Rice is the greatest of all time?
He's the most receiving yards
because of all the longevity stats. That's why he's the greatest
receiver of all time. Yeah, there's no question. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how we grew up.
Was Jerry Rice more dynamic at his peak than Megatron?
No.
Than Randy Moss?
No.
No, it's not close. but he did it the whole time. He wasn't like, oh, I was good with Brady and I was okay with Culpepper, but then when this guy started, bro, Jerry Rice came in the league and put up fucking numbers the whole time. The longevity stats, the career touchdowns, the career yards. That's why he's in the Hall. That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Again, that's like how we grew up. Of like, you looked at all these different sports figures, and you'd say, "Oh,
I guarantee you, Steve Largent's in the fucking Hall of Fame."
Yeah, of course he is. First ballot. Yeah, I mean, look, it all matters. Look, longevity matters. How good you were, like, we're seeing, and I don't know if he's going to make it this year, but like Luke Kuechly's a prime example. Like, doesn't have the longevity, but best linebacker for.
I'd actually argue the reverse of what everybody argues. I'd argue the longevity stats make you a lock. Now, make your case for why the guy without the longevity stats deserves to be in. And I'm here for those cases. I'm here for 5 years, 5 All-Pros, best defensive player of the year twice, whatever, injuries, shortened his career. I'm here for that argument.
Let me go to the YouTube.
I'll tell you one thing. Take away Luke Kuechly's one defensive player of the year or whatever, and give him the most tackles in the history of football. He's fucking in.
True. Let me go to YouTube comments here real quick. Do you think the fact that Brady went on to have success without Bill played into it? I think it did. I don't think that's fair. I mean, obviously Brady won a Super Bowl without, and then Belichick struggled.
Bill Belichick was the fucking GM of the Patriots.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick decided to keep Brady.
Tom Brady. He took Tom Brady in the fucking 6th round or whatever.
And then he decided to keep Brady when.
And by the way, guess what? GM's getting the Hall of Fame.
Bill Polian's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Bill Cuck Polian is in the Hall of Fame.
I'll argue this. Bill Belichick deserves to be in the Hall of Fame as a GM.
Both.
But I'm saying,
yeah,
okay. Coaching career gone, cheating, great. In the Hall of Fame as a GM. You drafted the GOAT.
You got Randy Moss, like all those moves. You got Corey Dillon, who was pissed at the Bengals. You got Randy Moss, who was like, you got all these guys, and it worked. It worked. You got guys to play both ways to win Super Bowls. What?
Edelman. How many Hall of Famers does he have to draft before he's in as a GM? Bill Polian's in the Hall of Fame solely for drafting Peyton Manning. Solely. It's why you exist. It's why anyone knows your name.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Can we talk about some of these new coach hires?
Well, I'll tell you my favorite one is the Browns.
Bro.
My favorite one. Listen, do I think the Todd Monken offensive do I love that the modern NFL fan will be such a cult that they'll never talk shit about their coach, and so they always either talk about their offensive or defense coordinator? Do I think that is completely overblown that the Ravens couldn't be better offensively when they have a quarterback who needs to run, but also every time he runs, he's putting himself at a risk for injury? So whatever. But that being said, I'm glad that the Giants get to freshen it up. The Giants don't go same coach, same offensive coordinator he had there. So Todd Monken, enjoy Cleveland. The Joe Brady to the Bills is also fucking insane.
The Bills are a disaster. I'll say this. Their problem has not been the offense in the playoffs. It's a defense that's just giving up too many points. You need a defensive coach. You don't need to promote the AC or OC. You don't need to promote Brandon Bean. You're acting like a Bengals team. You're just keeping it all in-house and promoting. It's embarrassing. Also, Brady's comments. I know we talked about it with Mike McDonald, but he's like thanking his wife at the press conference, and he's like, I know I couldn't be there for the birth. Guys, I just look, and it's different for me now that I have 2 kids. I don't know. The thought of missing my child's birth because of a football game is insanity to me. Sorry. It's fucking gross. I think it's gross. And there's some people might disagree. I think it's gross. It's your job. It's a job. It's just weird. It's like, my wife, I couldn't be there.
This happens every single baseball season. Every single baseball season, a guy leaves his team for the birth of his child, and the fans lose their shit. And I'm like, y'all are embarrassing. And I'll just say it. And we'll take 2 prime examples. Kobe Bryant, killer instinct, never fucking left the gym. Oh, after a loss, he was in the gym until midnight. He never saw his kid. He doesn't even know what time his kids go to sleep. Steph Curry's kids are sitting on his lap at the press conference, and Steph Curry is a better all-time NBA player than Kobe Bryant could ever imagine to be.
Yeah.
You're kind of just admitting you're not good enough.
I see that. And again, these guys, certain people will view it as like a dedication. And I'm like, dude, that's like you don't have those moments, man. You don't have those moments. The birth of your child is like, that's it, man. Like the I can't even describe it, but it's just it's a different feeling, and it's so like the emotion and it's gross and it's nasty and it's a lot of things. Trust me, you're like, what the fuck? Like it's a whole thing. But you're like, this is my kid. And sorry, Joe Brady, I think you're insane. You missed that so you could call a fucking RPO with Josh Allen. Like that's weird to me. That's not right. Like somebody else couldn't just call plays that time? I don't know. I think it's a bad hire too. All of that aside.
Listen, here's why I don't know whether or not it's a bad hire, because I think that the Bills have been good enough to win and just haven't gotten it done. So this could be a Steve Kerr, Mark Jackson situation.
Okay.
I mean, who am I? Have I been a guy who's here? Did I hate Mark Jackson? By the way, was I the one that said they were winning the championship the year they fired Mark Jackson? My first ever. That's my first Joe Praino Dirty Sports famous proclamation. I hated Mark Jackson as a coach. He was embarrassingly bad for them. I was like, all they have to do is fire Mark Jackson. So I said that. I was right. You can go back to whatever that is, the Christmas 2015 episode or something with fucking Chris Wilde, 2014, whatever it is. And I'm like, we overblow Steve Kerr's greatness.
Yeah.
So it could be just a change of pace for them. They could play in the Super Bowl next year. They could win the Super Bowl next year.
They could.
Do I think they will? No.
Again, I guess from my perspective is like the offense isn't the problem.
Right.
It's your defense. You have an MVP quarterback. You have a great running back. It's your defense. So maybe get a defensive coach. And I have to laugh. Speaking of coaching hires, I have to laugh here about the Titans. Talk about another dumpster fire organization. So wait, by the way, I don't hate the Robert Saleh hire. I don't know what Robert Saleh is. We've seen this.
I actually kind of like the Robert Saleh hire.
I do too. I kind of like it. But here's where I'm getting to. You already had a defensive-minded head coach who got you to a title game.
Oh, well, listen. My
point,
take.
You're doing the variable blueprint.
Yeah,
you had the guy.
Take the Vrabel thing out of the thing, because at this point, literally at this point, everybody knows that was the fucking there might be some part of them that's like, you know what? Can we hire Vrabel again? And they're like, no, he was with the Patriots now. He's with the Patriots. That's crazy.
Well, that's my point. I just think it's funny. It's like, I don't know what Salah, because he was on the Jets, right? So, like, don't you agree? Like, you get a mulligan. It's like,
Yeah,
I've liked him as a DC. So it's like, let's give him another shot. You got a young QB. Let's see what you can do. I don't hate it, but I have to laugh. I'm like, you had this in Mike Vrabel, you idiots. Side note, Salah is coming for Phillip Rivers. He got a lot of kids. Have you seen how many kids he's got? Salah be fucking.
Again, counterpoint. I've had weekends where I fucked more than Phillip Rivers.
Salah's got 8.
8.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 8 kids.
So to be fair, he's got to miss some birthdays. Otherwise, he would just have a fucking interim head coach for the whole season.
Oh yeah. No, like, okay, that's a little different. Yeah, well, he can. I mean, he's got a full family. He's got 8 kids.
I love that one of his kids is Marcus Mariota. How is that possible? Back right?
Everybody was calling him Aaron Hernandez in the comments. That's hilarious.
Ruther took a picture with that kid and posted it on Twitter years ago. He's like, Marcus Mariota's at my hotel.
Great callback. Forgot about that. Have you followed the Sean Payton thing, by the way?
Oh, no. I can't wait.
Oh, dude.
Dude. He didn't vote for Bill Belichick. He's in
Sean
the files.
So I know we've been dunking on Sean Payton. So he fires his OC.
Great.
Which is like, you're the OC, dude.
He's like, yeah, I am the OC. He's like, but he is my fall guy.
But then he was making all those comments that it was like inevitable on Bo Nix's ankle. Did you see this? And then Bo Nix came out and called out his coach. Like, and I've been following it because now I know. Now he's in my algo. And all these Broncos fans are like, dude, this is our offseason. We got a little QB1 coach beef. We had a great season. Let me just play. I'll catch you guys at the speed. This is from like the Dan Patrick show. They're kind of he's explaining it, going over it. It's easier to understand.
It's wild. You had exit interview with Sean Payton, and he talked about Bo Nix's ankle. And then it was kind of a pre-existing injury. Marvin, do you have it?
Pause it for a second.
Okay.
Is there any concern that Bo has had several ankle surgeries? And
what was found, though, what was a condition that was like predisposed right at that, where they always find a little bit more when they go in, and it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So, because when you look at the play and you're trying to evaluate it, he said, the doctor, operating surgeon said that though this was going to happen sooner than later.
Why are you revealing this? Because as it turned out yesterday, Bo Nix was not happy with his head coach.
Didn't have any predisposed issues. Man, my ankles were feeling really good. I don't think he really should share how many surgeries I've had in the past, to be honest with you. But because I don't, he doesn't really even know that.
So that
So
First of all, I love that picture of Bo Nix makes him look 106. Second of all, Dan Patrick, we get it. You like fire departments. Can we just? I don't. I had. It was like looking for ET in the thing pile of stuffed animals. Who? Where? Like, all right, bro. Cool. Can you fucking relax with the goddamn? Like, maybe don't like Jesus Christ. There's 1,000 things. You know, they say in comedy, like, don't wear a shirt that says some shit on it because the whole crowd will be like, what the fuck does this shirt say? It's 11,000 words between me and Dan Patrick. He's hiding behind a fucking pile of coffee mugs, being like, I heard Sean Payton, fucking. All that being said, Sean Payton is a fucking bro.
Why would he do that? Also, you know, not only
he did it because he doesn't. He's a fucking egomaniac who didn't think it. Like, he is the first person. He is the most important person in the Denver Broncos organization. He's the most important person in any organization that he's ever been in. It's Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. It's not, you know, he may as well be like the Sean Payton band.
Also, like, dude, he like, you're airing this out. It's year 2. You know, Bo Nix and his agent are like, yo, man, are you trying to shit on me trying to get paid here in a year or 2? I'm sure his agent's here, like, you're trying to air out, like, oh, the ankle's fucked up. It's an awful look when then he comes out the next day and is like, I don't know why Sean's doing this.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Normally, coaches, even if things aren't good, remember Harbaugh's response from all the reports about Lamar? He went publicly and had his guys back. Like, you have your coach.
Like a HIPAA violation. Like, what are we doing?
I was thinking that too.
I guess if he knows about it, it's not. But
he's posted MRIs. He's holding them up in the press conference. Oh, I want to see it unravel. I know you do too. I want to see, like, this starts cracks in their relationship.
I actually don't. I actually kind of just want everything to be perfect for the Broncos and them still never to win because Sean Payton is a fucking overrated trash head coach.
Yeah. I need, you know, I'm inspired by Dan Patrick's set. Isla has a million stuffed animals. I'm going to just start setting them in front of me.
Finding a little hole in the middle, just your head popping out of. Join a fucking fire department, I guess. What is this cosplay? Like, what are you? It's like, this is like Shaq pretending he's a fucking sheriff. It's true. I'm a sheriff in Dade County. They don't have a horse big enough for me to ride on, though. So I had to take out the front seat of a Dodge Charger. I sit in the back, and my feet extend to the front.
Is Shaq still cosplaying as a law enforcement? Can you imagine Shaq knocking on your door? Shaquille O'Neal.
You got any illegal immigrants in there?
When your first thought, if you heard Shaquille O'Neal, would you think law enforcement or he's delivering a Papa John's pizza? Like, what would your first thought be?
Get off your new insurance with the general.
You got any illegal immigrants in there? I'll find them.
You got any illegal immigrants there? Are they sweaty because they're from down south? Have they tried Gold Bond medicated powder? Try this Gold Bond. It's going to keep you dry and I'll get Alcatraz. You're coming with me.
You remember when they stuck that gun in Elian Gonzalez's face?
You got 3 wishes, but one of them can't be, I want to be a citizen. Shit, I am.
You remember Elian Gonzalez?
Do I remember? Of course I remember.
You remember that picture when they shoved a gun in his face?
And the whole world was like, what the fuck? And now we have 11 of them a day.
I was just thinking that the other day. It's completely random. I'm looking at the picture. Oh my God. But to be fair, they're not covering their faces. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta watch the season in South Park.
I've seen a lot of them.
Oh my God.
My wife loves South Park.
I can tell you I was catching.
guy.
Oh God. I got through I'm getting through the Peter Thiel ones. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yep.
It's funny. Look, dude. I feel like shit. Let's wrap this up. You cool with that?
Sure. Yeah, man. You run the show. I mean, we should probably
Paul George pop for PEDs.
We should probably do one or two more topics. But before we do, the way I always like to cruise into the final part of the Dirty Sports Podcast, especially when we're doing a Saturday show, Andy. It's already the weekend.
Good call, Joe. Good call.
Already the weekend. So a lot of times, Andy's gone. This is great. We're going full screen. Here I am in the man shed, the 50th anniversary, Golden Miller Lite. Can't wait to crack it open on a Saturday. It's the best.
I went to get some Miller Lite. That's where I went off air.
Yeah. And we swapped sides. Oh, now we swapped again.
You still got that gold can.
I have numerous gold cans I'm hanging on to.
That's amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing. They're still selling those in the store, huh?
Oh yeah. Every time I see them, they're hard to come by. And when they first came out, I went in search of them and I got a bunch. But now, anytime I see them, I have to buy them because I'm like, they're gonna go away.
I know you have your mom in town, so hopefully you guys can get some family Miller Lite time.
That's right.
Right this weekend. I know, Miller Lite was always, we talked about it, was always a big part of both my parents, but especially my mom. Surprisingly, my mom was a big Miller Lite fan, and guys, it's that time of year. Stay inside, warm up. Crack open
or stay cool if you're out here in LA where it's gonna touch 85 today.
Don't rub it in. Literally right now. Let's take a look here. Right now it is 17, feels like 10 here. What I was gonna say here in Cincinnati, get the fire.
I'm gonna try to feel what that might feel like.
Oh, thanks. I was gonna say start a fire, crack open a cold one. Legendary moments start with Miller Lite. Make it a legendary moment this weekend. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/dirty sports to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
A first ballot beer Hall of Famer.
100%.
I mean, let's talk about the accolades. The original light beer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a wing at the Beer Hall of Fame devoted to light beer. But the first thing you pass by is Miller Lite, the original light beer. This wing, they basically were like the forward pass. Like there was beer before them, but then they're like, have you guys thought about throwing the ball forward? Have you guys thought about making it light and delicious? The original light beer. Also, we're going to talk Paul George. Did he officially get popped for PEDs? Is that what it was for?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, I only take one PED. This is it right here. Miller Lite. Before I go on stage, performance enhancing drink right here.
That's right. Love it. Love what you did with that, by the way. I was like, where are we going with this, Praino? Yep. Well, actually, I assume that's what it is. Paul George, it's the league's anti-drug policy. That's why he's got to sit out 25 games. He's in year 16. You realize that? been a while. That's a gig, man.
And he'll be a Hall of Famer one day, solely on longevity.
It's true.
They're not going to be like, was Paul George ever a top 5 player in the league? No.
Yeah.
Did he ever win anything? No. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Yeah.
Was there anything else?
No, I don't think so. It's Saturday out here, Andy. Me and my
Is it
mom.
really 85 real quick?
It's going to hit 85 in LA today. It's a little cooler up here, but I'm also
Damn.
going in the mountains of Malibu today for a little lunch. Getting the moms together today. And I'm going to be cracking some Miller Lights at that lunch.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be doing a lot of Kermit the Frogs with Miller Lights.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I'll let you get to it here. Hotline. Let's pull it up.
859-832-0478.
There we go.
Give us a call. Let us know why you didn't vote for Bill Belichick to make the Hall of Fame.
Yes, give us a shout. Let us know.
Also, Andy, we're coming up on trade deadline in the NBA. We might be
Giannis?
we might be talking about Giannis here in the next episode.
Yeah.
Although the Knicks are on a 5-game win streak and have the LA Lakers coming to the Garden tomorrow, so that's exciting.
Where they think
a couple of teams that I imagine are courting him.
Yeah.
As well as the Warriors, apparently.
I saw the Warriors, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. We'll stay tuned and we'll talk about that next week for sure. Anything else?
No. Just come see a show, joepraino.com. A bunch of shows coming up there. Got a show tonight, Antelope Valley Winery in Lancaster. Got a bunch of shows. The month of February and March is pretty crazy. I'll be performing in Tokyo on February 28th, Steamboat Springs when I get back. We got some airliner shows mixed in there. We might have a Tahoe date coming soon. Might have a return to Tahoe coming soon. We've got Marin County, San Rafael, Throckmorton Theater up there. So just joepraino.com for shows and come see a live one. And then, of course, like I said, and I got a couple messages from Dirtballs. We'll be in Cincinnati. Andy Ruther's return to stand-up, June 13th. Bombs Away Comedy at the Comet in Cincinnati. Nothing helps a stand-up comic like buying your tickets early, and sounds like some Dirtballs already have. So get your tickets and come see the whole Dirty Sports crew. You want to talk about a place where Miller Lights will be flowing?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look forward to that, and that'll be some good stuff. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Have a great weekend. I guess only about a day and a half left of that.
Feel better, Andy.
Thanks, man. We'll see you guys on Monday, and as always, stay dirty.